Ooh, those guys almost hit each other. Got that on tape.
Tam96 said let's GOO.
Yeah, let's go.
Caffeine89 said yo sup. Tiger Lily 83 said hi.
What's
why
up,
are they getting
Tiger
in the
Lily?
crowd?
Slash
Devin
Tigger Lily.
said what is going on the Wednesday morning show.
I know, I wasn't.
Oh, that guy's getting pissed
None of
off.
them in 2003 said hello.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I wasn't planning on this, obviously. Still wearing the same clothes I was wearing when I went to bed last night. But I'm here for it. Seems like a couple of you guys are up with me. Watching the surfing adventure.
Dustin said good to hear you got the microphone fixed.
Yeah, I think so.
To the Blind Surfer Show.
That's
Sarah Cam
the thing.
7808 said good morning.
Did I get it fixed? So I woke up at 5:15. Had a very early wake up call, unintentional wake up call for a client that needed me. We need you, Pete. It's so nice to be needed. And then I was like, you know what? I'm up. I might as well troubleshoot this stuff. Last night I didn't spend the whole night troubleshooting because I wanted
Devlin Dustin said yes.
to spend a little time with Banana and the puppies, and we went for a nice walk in the
Matt
park.
Hunker said good morning, Pete.
Good morning, Mad Honker. What's going
Or
on,
is
LT?
it?
It's pretty early. What time did I get started? It's let's see. It's my phone's in sleep focus mode. It is 6:13 a.m. I'll try and stick around for an hour. Basically, I woke up this morning and kind of just reset everything on my system to try and see if I could get it back to normal, see if I could get it back to working. And then I did about a 20-minute test on YouTube. I'm actually curious to know if I'm on the horizontal this morning. It might just be me talking to like two people because I'm not sure if that worked. But it seemed like it worked. And then I figured, well, might as well give this a try because the last thing I want to do is have
One of
Banana.
in 2003 said for me, it's the middle of the day.
Is it?
The Blind Surfer Show is brought to you by Blind Penguin Frothing Hand
Devlin
Soap.
Fisherman
Order a mystery
27
box,
said
pump the
good
nozzle,
morning.
and see if you can determine the scent just by smell. When you're ready to know for sure, peel to reveal. Order today at blindpenguin.com.
So
At Random Viewer YT said, wow, another early stream.
I know. What's up, Random Viewer? The thing, I just don't sleep anymore. I mean, I don't sleep anymore because I got a million things on my mind and a million things that I'm trying to work on and fix and get fixed and get going. And, this morning I got woken up with a very early news read. I got that done, got this all set up, and decided, what the hell, I'll come in and say hi to everybody. I'm only sleeping 4 hours a night anyway. Might as well be productive with my time. I still got like sleep in my eyes and stuff. So I'll be sticking around until, I don't know, maybe 7:15. I'll do an hour because I basically want to see, can I get through an hour? Because remember yesterday, everything was going fine. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, out of nowhere,
Renavof in 2003 said I got woken up by the sun.
the thing just started doubling on me. You know, the only time I've ever been, did I tell this story before? I might end up repeating a couple stories this morning because my mind isn't all there. The only time I ever got confused about the time was because it's funny, people ask like, if you're blind.
Sarah Cam 7808 said hey Lenovo and blind husband.
And me, say hi to me. I'm here. I feel like sometimes you guys forget that I'm here. But
Renavof in 2003 said hi Sarah.
let's see. I got that chat working. Do I have this chat working? I believe I should have.
7808 says hi Pete.
There we go. Thank you, Sarah. Hi.
Husband says hi Sarah.
There we
Amy and
go.
Jenny.
I turned the volume up.
Fisherman 27 says Jim.
Jim.
Devlin Fisherman 27
That's
says
my middle
hi
name.
Pete.
Hey, what's going on? All right, so that one's working too. I don't know. I don't know what platforms I'm on this morning. I just hit go live after I tested my connection to see if it was working. I should be on Twitch if you guys would like to follow me there. Pete Gustin should be on YouTube. I believe I'm on TikTok. And I believe I'm on Facebook. And I am hearing from you guys. I got the chat rolling. If anybody has anything that they want to contribute, part of me kind of wants to log onto my phone and actually see slash here if I am what platforms I am live on. I think I'm on YouTube horizontal, but I don't know if I went vertical this morning. Blind Surfer P. Custon, that's me. This is all getting a little out of hand. Live, portrait, and then, oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, I'm on portrait. Okay, cool. So yesterday, we were going for like an hour. No, it was like 45 minutes, and all of a sudden the voice started doubling, and I just do not want that to happen when Brooks and Banana are here. It's like it's kind of embarrassing when you have technical issues going on. Other people are here. When it's just me and you guys seem to enjoy watching me struggle with technical issues. That's fine. We'll do that. But I was saying that the only time in my life when I actually got
Devlin Fisherman 27
Oops.
said
says I'm taking a road trip today.
Ooh, where are you going? And are you going to bring a jug with
says,
you?
Hi, Pete, what's up?
Nothing. Just kind of getting early Wednesday started. Plus, I'm going to be doing the afternoon one with
7808 says, has the sun come up in San Diego yet, Pete?
I don't believe so. I can sense like a little bit of light outside, but I think it's just
Matt
isn't
Honker
there like a
says, we
little
love you, but you built a community. I'm here
Okay.
for that too.
I think there's like
hello, Sarah.
this little slot right back there, right behind my head. That can if it's light outside, if there's sun outside, you should see a little bit of slot coming in right beneath the nose of the surfboard. Yeah, people always ask, or not everybody all the time. Just, I get a lot of stupid questions, and every once in a while people are like, how do you know if it's daytime or nighttime if you're blind? The only time I ever in my life got confused about that was when I was in college, and I never did overnighters. I'd never done one before. I'm usually a pretty good planner. I schedule my time pretty well, and it just so happened that one day I just had too much going on, and I had I don't know, I think it was like an astronomy test the next day or something. And I was studying. I was laying on the floor of my dorm room because I'm trying to remember. I think at that time I was still looking at large print textbooks. Now I couldn't see them per se. I couldn't actually see the words on them, but I used to have a book on tape. My textbook was on tape, and then I would look at the word, and if I could hear what the audiobook was saying and look at the words, I could kind of be like, oh, that's what that says. And it was helping a little bit with the memory to hear it and see it. And I'm laying there on the floor with this giant book, 18 by 24 each page, so 18 across. So when you open it up, it was 36. It was 3 feet across was my book and 2 feet tall. 3 feet by 2 feet, and that was my textbook when I was in high school and college. And then I think by sophomore year of college, I couldn't read books at all anymore, so I had to just exclusively rely on audio. And there was no desk big enough to fit that. Not that I could fit in a dorm room, so I just lay on my floor and do my homework on my floor. And I'm laying there, it was I don't know, I forget. I think I started at 4 o'clock in the afternoon or something. And I immediately, because I'd just been studying nonstop, I immediately just passed out, boom, just face on the textbook. And next thing I know, I wake up and it's dark out. And I'm like, crap, I do not know if it's 6. It was 6:30. And I'm like, I don't know if it's 6:30 in the evening or 6:30 in the morning. And we didn't, this is how caveman times it was. It was 1995. And I think maybe we had dial-up internet or something like that. I don't know. And I had a wristwatch that literally I had to crank. This is how ancient I am. I had to crank up my watch to make it work. And I'm looking at it and it says 6:33, and I'm looking outside and it's kind of gray, and I'm like, I don't know if it's day or night. And as it turned out, eventually I did log onto my computer, my Windows 95 machine, and I went to the clock in the lower right-hand corner, and it said 6:30 a.m. And I'd started studying at 4:30 p.m. the night before, and I didn't feel like I'd been asleep for very long. I felt like I'd just been asleep for a short period of time, but my body, I'd just been working nonstop. I had an internship at a radio station. I was doing a DJ job in Cape Cod. I was doing morning traffic on WBZ AM 1030 in Boston. And then I was going to school full time, classes and homework and everything. My body was just thunk, just shut me down. And so I started studying at 4:30, and the next thing I knew, it was 6:30 the next morning, and I had to go take my astronomy test. So it was a bit of a rude wake-up call. That's the only time I've ever
been. VR says hi.
Hi, what's going on, Axo VR? If you guys want to make sure that I hear your messages.
Matt Honker says this week is going to be interesting. My coworker was talking about robbing the company they work for, not knowing modern jobs are monitored by AI.
Yeah.
The official Clottle says hello.
Hello, what's going on, official Clottle? Robbing the company. I don't I don't, are we talking about like a white collar crime? Or are they going to like try and break into the
Joni
computer
BC says,
systems?
Good morning, everyone.
Hey, Joni, sorry I didn't tell you I was going to do this. I wasn't planning on doing it. I just kind of woke up, had to read something, and then decided I'd do some troubleshooting. Seemed like it worked. Seemed like it worked.
Saracom 7808 says, will you get a cut for staying quiet, LT?
Yeah, I thought everything was working yesterday though, so I figured I might as well test it today. Yeah, are we talking like LT? Are we talking like white collar crime? Are they going to break into the computer system and siphon some money off?
Says hi.
Hey, Matea, or do they work? Are you guys working like a? Do you happen to drive a Brinks truck? Is someone going to be unloading loads of CASH? Hey, what's going on?
Zedlin Fisherman 27 says, IDK Air, I'm going. My parents say it's a super eyes.
Super eyes. I want those. I wish I could have super eyes. I got the opposite. I got some bunk eyes.
Glorious B7Z says, my mom is blind in one eye. The residential school teacher slammed her head on the desk when she was a child.
You know, I've
Matt
heard.
Honker says, I don't know. It's currently happening. I work in commercial sales.
Okay. Well,
At
they're gonna.
Tewksbury the Dode says blind guy.
Hey, Tewksbury. Hey, you
At
can
Tewksbury the
call
Dode
me.
says he good guy.
I am. He good
Saracom
guy. Me good guy.
7808 says, LT, I want to get in on it. I'm
Yeah, I
tired
do
of
too.
working.
Working is
At Tewksbury the Dode says, said hi.
I do wonder though, like if I like hit the lottery, like I work so much, and it's just it's
Calvinium 89 says, Pete, are you able to read Braille?
no, I never
At
learned
Xanadiddle
Braille.
says, long live Superdog.
Yeah, I mean, I wish he lived longer. 10 years, 3 months, 2 days, and then we lost him on the day before my birthday. That was pretty fantastically crappy. It would have ruined my birthday forever if we lost him on my birthday. But I never have told the story of how the heck, because people are like, why did you get a GSP? Oh, and when I'm not, so this is, I put this thing up when I'm listening to the text messages. A couple people always ask, like, how do you know what the comments are? It's simple. This thing's up on the screen when you guys send a message.
Husband says you didn't hear us yesterday, but Jen says you need to eat more, and I say you need to rest more. You're gonna burn out.
I don't know if I need to eat more. I'm still the same weight I always am. I mean, I'm 169.5. That's what I basically always am. And I work out plenty, and it seems like my body doesn't
At Joni
need
BC
a lot
says,
of sleep
good
right
morning,
now.
everyone.
Good morning. Good morning. It's good to hear your voices. Even though your voices are robot voices.
At the official Claudel says, my dad said he punched someone into a urinal and it smashed on the guy's head.
That was mean. I mean, what are you doing, like having a bathroom fight? Like who goes and has a bathroom fight? It just seems like something from a movie. Wait, I was about to, I'm already discombobulated. I was going to tell some sort of a
How tall are
story.
you? Because it'd be hilarious with a voice like that if you were like 5 feet 2 inches tall.
I'm not 5'2". I
At
heard that
ODGD says Pete.
Markiplier, yo, what's up? I heard that
Saracom
Markiplier is little.
7808 says, yeah, Pete needs to rest more.
I rest plenty. I mean, what, did my eyes look baggy? Now you guys are making me feel,
Melissa says if you're really blind,
self-conscious.
then you wouldn't be scared of this ad. Matt Honker says you look fine. You do look
Hey.
thin, but I think it is the shirt.
Yeah, I'm still wearing this thing. Don't call me thin. Don't go look at these things. Does that look thin to you?
At Xanadiddle says, dang man, I'm sure he's looking on you in doggy heaven.
Yeah, I'm sure
At
he's
Joni
looking
BC
down.
says robot voices are fine. It prevents me from talking. Will S says, did
How
I scare
tall
you?
is Markiplier?
Markiplier is 5 feet 10 inches.
Oh, all right. We're the same height.
7808
Okay.
says, why you look fine. It's just the hours you keep, lol.
Yeah. It's funny. So that's funny. I was listening to people keep telling me I sound like Markiplier, and I don't necessarily hear it. I hear it's we're both like two dudes with deep voices. But I was listening to a bunch of videos from him yesterday, and I couldn't tell if he was being sarcastic or not. He's like, everybody thinks I'm really short. I'm not. I just hang out with people that are 6'4".
Figlin
I'm
Husband
like,
says you're just a little guy.
well, I mean, I'm not 5'2". And he's like, all my friends are 6'4", and I was like, wait, is he serious? Are they actually 6'4", or is he just joking? Because Brooks is. I mean, Nisha's not obviously, but yeah, the guy I sit on the couch with all the time is 6'4", so that might make me look a little tiny. Although we did determine the other day, because I originally set this thing up to do the show by myself. I was just kind of setting up the camera to work. It's right in front of me. It's
At
totally
Tony
right
BC
in front of
says
me.
I'm wearing the same shirt from last night, too.
Yeah, okay, good. We're all in the same boat there. We're in the same clothes. And Brooks, he sits way over there. So from me to the camera is like arm's length, and for him to the camera is like probably, what's that, like 5 or 6 feet as opposed to 2 or 3 feet. So it actually might make him look littler if he is on the couch with me. And I did not do that on purpose. I swear I did not do that on purpose. So when I have the text messages going,
He says, how does someone send you something for the unboxings?
in every unboxing video, the address for the unboxing is in the description or if you'd like to mark what time it is. Let's see, right now it is 6:26 in the AM, 6:26 in the morning. So remember this, at 6:26 in the morning.
8 says the camera angles equal your heights a bit.
That's good. I will give you the address
At Bodhi
to
GD says, shoot, I forgot to wash my hands. Why should I
Bodhi.
go?
Bodhi, was that Bodhi GD? There's a Bodhi that is the son of someone that I work with doing tour promos. And he's like, hey, you work with my dad.
At
My
Senator
dad's...
says, okay, well, I have to get going. God bless
Well,
y'all.
All right. Well, God bless you. Thanks for stopping by. And he's like, my dad's name is Jay. And I was like, of course, out of all the names you picked, I work with like 6 different Jays.
At
But
Ty
then
Gaming 6730 says hi.
What's up, Ty Gaming? How's it going? How you doing? I'm here with you guys
At
to
Joni BC
start
says
off the day.
300 Carlsbad Village Dr. Suite 108A number 278 Carlsbad CA 90 2008.
That's it. That's
At
what I was going to
GD
say.
says that's MEE.
3. Oh, what's going on, man? So your dad's
At
awesome.
GD says AHHP.
Your dad has put together some of my favorites. So I work with your dad, Bodhi, at Tour Design, and I do promos.
Saracom 7800.
The Dutch Goat Nick just followed.
Thanks, the Dutch Goat. All right, I wanted to get some of those going on Twitch this morning. I feel successful when I do one of two things in the morning. One is if I get some follows on Twitch. Pete Gustin is the username over there, and the other one is if I unload some boxes of this stuff. You know this stuff.
The Blind Surfer Show is brought to you by Blind Penguin Frothing Hand Soap. Order a mystery box, pump the nozzle, and see if you can determine the scent just by smell. When you're ready to know for sure, peel to reveal. Order today at blindpenguin.com.
So yeah, if you want to pick up some boxes, hit up blindpenguin.com. And yes, the mailing address for me, I was trying to say it's 626. Of course, now it's like
At Johnny
628.
BC says Stargardt's disease. He was diagnosed as a child.
Is 300 Carlsbad Village Drive, Suite 108A, number 278, Carlsbad, California 92008. And I was trying before I blurted that out, I was trying to get my thoughts together, because when Joni started putting it in the chat there, they asked how do you mail me stuff, and she started writing it. I was like, I was thinking it was my home address for a second, and it is a little early, and like you guys have been pointing out, I have not been sleeping a whole lot, and I want to make sure that I did not accidentally blurt out my home address, which I don't know. There's been a couple of videos where you can see the street number on my house of where I am, and people are like, "Oh no, you doxed yourself." And it's not like I'm Hassan Abi and half the world hates me, or like 3/4 of the world hates me. And it's not like I'm Mr. Beast, like I'm like a huge super famous person. Like I'm just a guy with a few followers. And I feel like if anybody did find out my address, they'd just stop by and be like, "Hi." I remember last 4th of July. It was not the one that just happened, but the 4th of July before that. I was in the pool with Banana and Brooks and one of Brooks's friends. It was like a little early. The party hadn't really gotten started yet. And someone rings the doorbell, and Banana's like, "I'll get out. I'll get it." So she goes to the front door, and it ended up being these 4 neighborhood kids. Or one of the kids lived in the neighborhood, and he had his 3 friends with him. And his dad actually ended up owning a surfboard company, not Machado, the one I ride. It was another one. Was it JS Surfboards? And he's like, he basically told his friends, he's like, "Hey, I know where the blind surfer lives. Want to go say hi?" And Banana, being Banana, the nice person that she is, she like lets them around the side of the house. 4 kids. They're like, I think they were like 10, 11, 12 years old, something like that. And she just lets them along the side, and the dogs come over and say hi. And I'm sitting there in the pool, drinking a lemonade or whatever on the 4th of July. And he's like, "Hi, I just wanted to say hi." And they had a few questions. What was the favorite thing you ever unboxed? What's your favorite surf spot? How long you've been blind? And then they're standing. I'm in a pool where it was a jacuzzi at the time. The jets are going. It's kind of loud. And one of the kids like, "Can you see me?" And I was like, "No, that's what it means to be blind. I cannot see you." And then "Hey, thanks for letting us come over." And one of the kids, as they're getting to leave, they're like, "So can we be in a video?" I'm like, "I don't know how to put you in a video." Hey, there you go.
Cyangus just followed.
Thank you, Cyangus. I appreciate the follow on Twitch. Pete Gustin, follow me over there. Get your name read out loud. So Lola told me when someone follows me that Steve comes up and then like confetti blows in his face. Except I don't think so. So these things get recorded locally. And I think that's like a Twitch effect, like a Twitch only effect or something like that. Because when I've tried to play it back for Banana or Brooks, they're like, no, he does not have confetti in his face. He just shows up on the screen. But either way, fun little noise happens. Your username gets read out loud. And Steve either gets confetti or does not get confetti blown in his face. That's what happens if you follow me, Pete Gustin, on Twitch. But yeah, the kids were like, are we going to be in a video? And I turned to Brooks after they left. I'm like, how do they think I'm going to put them in a video? He's like, I don't know. You're like you're a YouTuber. I think they just assume that everything's being filmed at all times. And somehow,
108 says, hey there, Kim now.
hey there, Kim now. They figured that somehow them walking through the gate.
Angel 3 Fry says, I'll pay more attention next time to the confetti.
Okay. And asking me questions got recorded, but they did not.
Mask says, good morning.
Good morning, Bill Mask.
Joni BC says, Thai Gaming 6370. You need to ask your doctor for a referral to counseling as well as a referral to occupational therapy. They'll both help you to adjust to your new reality.
All that. Yeah, don't just ask me.
7808 says, I meant Kimbo.
Oh, okay. What's up, Kimbo?
Healer says, hi.
Hey, sounds like the chat's getting a little excited as I was sitting there telling my story about people showing up in my house. And there's a bunch of neighborhood kids that know where I live, and they'll stop by and just be like, I think they just tell their friends. They're like, I know where the Blind Surfer lives, which I remember when I was growing up, the town I grew up in, one of the Boston Bruins players.
Kimbo 14 says the second box of soap arrived.
B0 did just followed.
Thank you, B0 did, and I cut off Kimbo's message there by
Day.
Oop. Hold on. It might come back.
Devlin Fisherman 27 said my signal is so poor, so I might not be able to stick around all stream.
Your signal is poor. That's not good. As long as it's not me.
B0 did just follow.
Okay, now Kimbo's message is coming. She's about to say.
Hafnium 89 said LMAO.
LMAO. Good band. Oh, that's
At
LMFAO.
Halfdemon 43 said, wait, are you live right? Why?
Yes.
It's 6:30 a.m.
I know.
Brad said, how are you doing today, Mai?
I'm doing good. I think
At Sang Pingwasa Halukalar 4683 said, welcome to Indonesia flag emoji.
All right, that's quite the username I was going to say. So,
At Chase Theory Actor 6549 said, hi.
I kind of ruined that one.
Hafnium 89 said, if they can't be in a video, at least they're in a story now.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Oh, this is way behind.
At Ty.C.King0 said hello.
Hi, Ty.C.King0.
I am new to the stream, but
yes.
not to your vids, and I am on my way to school.
All right. Well, that's cool. Just watching the stream on the way to school.
At Railing 6110 said good day from South African.
Good day. Good day. A lot of listeners in South Africa.
Pete, do you watch any sports?
I watch all sorts of sports. I think that chat is already way behind. It's funny that I get so many people in South Africa. For years and years and years and years, I was the voice of Ackerman's the morning breakfast, Padifa breakfast. I quit the job. It just they required a lot of voice work, like a lot, and they didn't pay a whole heck of a lot, and I had to bail out of the job. But it was super fun being in every Ackerman's all over South Africa. It's neat to know that people are waking. I wonder what time it is. What time is it? So it's 6:33 right here. What time is it in South Africa right now?
In Pretoria, South Africa, it's 3:33 p.m.
3:33. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. I have to count my fingers. 9 hours. So they're 9 hours ahead. So it's, doing this morning show, we get South Africa. We got Lenovo fan who's over in Germany. We get a lot of Australian people. And I'm enjoying myself so far. I don't want to jinx it. I wish there was some wood. I don't have any wood. But I do feel like things are going well, at least better than yesterday. If you guys, I keep trying to remember to put it up on the screen, you'll note that there's a phone number on the screen, 760-517-6844. I have it going directly to voicemail right now. But if I promote it enough and I start remembering to tell you guys that it's there, if you guys want to call that number at any point, doesn't have to be right now, it could be any point of the day or night or whenever, you get put into a voicemail and you can leave me a message. And once we build up enough messages, we'll do the little segment called Check Pete's Voicemail. 3, 4, 5. Is this the Check Pete's Voicemail? I'm going to show you the intro to it, but I might be getting it wrong. 1, 2, 3. Is this it?
You asked, and now you'll
No, that's not it. It's this one. Here we go.
Now it's time to check Pete's voicemail on the Blind Surfer Show.
Yeah, all right. I knew I had an intro for that somewhere. That's the other one, the snappy answers to stupid questions. I have like 100 questions on my phone. Thank you for the follow on YouTube. That's at Blind Surfer on YouTube, at Pete Gustin on Twitch. But as long as the I was saving all the questions because, you know, if the chat's ever slow, I'll go through and answer a bunch of those questions. But as long as the chat is happening and you guys are here, I'm happy to answer questions live and in real time.
6730 says, what I things do you have make you go blind because I have RP?
That was I never finished my story with Bodie. Bodie, if you're still there. So I work, this happens to me. I'm just such a scattershot. So I work with Bodie's dad. His dad's name is Jay, and I work with them at Tour Design. And actually, the way I've never, no one has ever, none of the networks I work with, none of the advertisers, none of the streamers, none of the movies, no one has ever been watching social media and been like, hey, there's Pete Custon doing voiceovers. I'm going to hire him to be my voiceover guy. That's just not generally the way that voiceover jobs work. You know, I have agents and I have managers. I have 5 different agents in New York. I have commercial, promo, trailer, social media, and is that it? I think that's it. And then in LA, I have basically duplicates of all those. Then I've got a manager in LA who does specifically movie trailer. And then in England, I have another agency that does all my work internationally. And 99.9% of the time, in order to get a voiceover job, one of my agents or managers sends me a script. They send you copy, and then the advertiser or movie trailer house or TV network or whatever it is wants to hear you reading their copy. And sometimes they give you good direction, and sometimes they're just like promo voice. And a lot of times, it's funny, Banana and I will talk about it, like I'll be watching / listening to TV with her, and some commercial will come up, and, you know, just for example, like it's like a Ford truck commercial. And I'll then they're like, you know, regular announcer voice, rugged. And then I'll read the copy, you know, they send it to you. It's like the new Ford F-150 built tough, you know, something like that. And then you hear the commercial and there's just like some regular guys like, this is the new Ford F-150. It's built tough. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, they told me like rough, like rugged, like announcer. And because you don't know until you hear it. Like you don't know, you know, when sometimes you think you want, you know, Dennis Leary, like being rough and tumble and rugged. And then every once in a while, someone else submits an audition. You're like, you know what? That does work. It sounds kind of different. I kind of like that. So, you know, you do your best. You just throw out your best guess at what you think they want. And then you either get the job or you don't. Now, I used to take it super personally because it's like my personal voice. I'm like, oh my God, you know, they hate my personal voice. They don't like the way that I sound. And I used to have a really hard time when I didn't get auditions. But then I started to realize, oh, what just happened there? Please tell me I didn't already get booted off the interwebs. Waiting for my phone to ring to see if people are going to tell me like, yeah, you lost your connection. Oh, come on. Yeah, what happened here? What happened? Is this thing working? Oh, okay. Yeah, no swearing. No swearing allowed. Yeah, you'll get removed. But that guy, it just got really quiet all of a sudden, and I heard that random noise. Hold on, I'm actually going to log into YouTube again, because I just heard a noise that made me think that I got booted off the internet. Client server Pete Custon. This is all getting a little out of hand. Live. There we go. It says I'm live. All right. Jeez, but you guys just got quiet. Why did you guys get so quiet? Hold on, I'm actually going to log in. Did the text-to-speech thing?
7808 says you are live still.
All right, well that's good.
Kim14 says you are on Twitch still.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, that noise was, it's the same noise happens when I'm live. Well, yeah, the same noise happens when the live connection disconnects or when I get an email. So I'm going to need to change that. That noise, I don't know if you guys heard it, but I heard it in my headphones.
Says hello.
Hello, what's up, Void X Writer? So me and Jay's dad working at Tour Design, I was telling the story.
Says, what is one of your favorite jobs you have done?
It's the, I got to come up with a new one because I always have the same answer for that. But I was doing, you know, I was on TikTok, and I think Jay's dad's wife, which I don't know if it's Jay's mom, but was like watching me on TikTok. And she's like, hey, this guy has a pretty good voice. And then she's like, hey, this guy's actually a voice actor.
8480 says suggestion for getting into voice acting.
Actually, inspiration. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. It actually was, it was someone else that Jay's dad works with, Jim, his wife had been hearing me. That's what it was. It wasn't Jay's mom. It was Jim's wife had been hearing me on TikTok, and he reached out from Tour Design and was like, hey, you interested in doing some concert promos? And I was like, you know what? I always try and do as much stuff in the world of voice acting is possible, because when you're diversified, less likely that you lose your job if you have 100 jobs. And I was like, yeah, sure. And I think the very first thing who was the very first one I ever booked? I think I got like Kid Rock. And then, yeah, it was the only time I ever got a job through social media. So whenever, if you're listening to the radio, or if you're on like Instagram and you get a commercial for a rock band or musical act coming to your town, I got all those jobs through the company that Jay's dad works for. And right now, let's see, I'm doing Alice Cooper. I'm doing all the commercials for Alice Cooper. I do Leonard Skinner, 38 Special. I was doing Rascal Flatts. Life is a highway. I want to ride it all night long. Outside my range, clearly. But yeah, there's been so many over the years that I've gotten to do. And I think it's really cool. I actually got to one of my neighbor's daughters was all excited. She was over here. She was going to be dog sitting, and I was up here listening back to something I'd submitted to Tour Design, and it was a commercial read for Taylor Swift and her huge the Legends. What the heck was the name of her tour? I forget what it was, but I auditioned for that, and they put me in the mix, and they submitted to her team, and they ended up going with someone else. But my neighbor's daughter thought I was the coolest person ever, because I did a read for Taylor Swift, even though it didn't actually make it to the air. But yeah, that's the only job. That is literally the only job I've ever gotten from social media.
727 says I don't like T Swift.
I feel like I should reserve judgment on her. Because I feel like the Swifties are so defensive about her and her music and the way they love her so much. But I don't think they get offended if I just said she's not really my style. Like, can I say that? Like, I'm not going to say anything bad about her.
7015 says, why do you think people still go through agents instead of contacting you through social media?
Because the people that buy
Saracom
voiceovers
7808 says you are a teen girl hero now.
I know. If I'd gotten it, imagine if I'd gotten it. Because the agents find the work. You know, it's just the way it is. Like the people that buy voiceovers, the casting directors and the producers and all that stuff, they're not like. I mean, can you imagine how long it would take to like?
27 says I'm not scared of the Swifties.
To imagine how long it would take to like float through social media and try and find. Like an appropriate voice. It's just a system that they have. You know, I work with an agency. My agency is Atlas Talent in New York and Los Angeles. And when, you know, NBC needs a voice for an upcoming show, they say, hey, send us your most appropriate voices. You know, sometimes they just want females. Sometimes they want males. Sometimes they want guys from 20 to 30. Sometimes they want guys that are 40 to 50. And so the agency, like, you know, gets all the voices of that characteristic together, and they have us read, and then they submit them all. It's an expedited way to do it. You know, the agents do a good job of finding work, so I don't have to spend all day every day trying to dig up work. The people who are looking for the voices get the voices sent to them expeditiously, and then you know, just kind of streamlines the whole process. I mean, it's not great that, you know, this is the thing that people get confused about. Someone's asking, how do you get voiceover work? And a lot of times people think the first step is to like get an agent. They're like, how do I get an agent? I'm just getting started. I need an agent to get me work. The problem with that is agents do work on commission. So agents take 10%, but, you know, especially my agents over the past handful of years, when I've worked exclusively with agents, do bring you all your work. So it's like worth giving them the 10%. In the beginning though, if you're just starting out as a voice actor and the agent takes 10% of what you make, if you make zero, they're going to make zero. So everybody keeps asking me, like, you know, how do I get an agent? I'm just getting started in voice acting. I'm like, you can't get one when you're making zero. And they're like, well, what about my potential? Don't they see that I'm going to be making $100,000 a year by the end of the year? I'm like, I guess, but there's, you know, 100 people out there that are already making $100,000 a year, and they're going to work with them as opposed to you. So in the beginning, and this is all stuff I explain at voiceuniversity.com. If you're interested in getting into voice acting, go to voiceuniversity.com. But I do feel like this is interesting information. Like, so in the beginning, when I very first decided I wanted to be a voice actor, I would literally be like listening to the radio and find, like, you know, Mark's Outfitters in Wilmington, or in where the heck is it? Mark's Outfitters in Pennsylvania somewhere. I was like, yeah, they advertise on the radio. And so I would make a commercial. I would listen to the commercial, and I would do it with my voice and then my music, and I'd produce the whole thing, and I'd send it to them and be like, hey, I know that you guys advertise in the radio. I'd like to do some work for you. And 95% of the time, they're like, yeah, we already have our voice guy. It's already done. You know, he's been voicing our commercials for 20 years. But 5% of the time, they're like, you know what? We are looking for a switch. We are looking for a change. Or, you know, they'll be like, hey, we usually pay $200 for a commercial. Can you do it for 150? And I'm like, you know, this is the beginning. I'm like, yeah, sure. And so you really have to, and then you're contacting radio stations. Like, I'd like to be the voice of your radio station. And you're just kind of like reaching out. And 5% of the time people might make the switch to you. And that's how I was building my career. And this is why people, you know, they're like, when am I going to start making money in voiceovers? I'm like, it takes 5 to 10 years because, you know, most of the time you're shooting at the low hanging fruit. It's not like you get into the industry and you're like, you know, this Friday in theaters. Like, you're not doing like movie trailers like as your first job. Very, 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 very unlikely. You're usually just getting like local advertisers, some radio stations, maybe some narration, maybe you're doing some social media voiceover work. And so you spend like 5 years just like picking up a $150 job, $200 job, you know, maybe you book something a little bigger, you get like a $450 job. You're like, woo. And then, you know, you try and build up regular clients. That's what I was doing from like, I don't know, from like the moment I got into radio. That's this shirt I wanted to talk about. I wore this one last night on purpose, well, mildly on purpose. It was one of my workout shirts. It says Heart Attack. I believe, unless I'm listening. No, it's the Heart Attack shirt. Heart Attack was the name of Liquid Metal on Sirius satellite radio before it was Sirius XM. And that was the year 2000. I was really just getting going in voiceovers at that point. I was 23 years old, and I knew I wanted to be a voiceover guy, but I didn't have the chops. I didn't have the resume. Oh, just to finish up that other thought. So in order to get an agent, you have to have a large amount of your own work, and then you have to hand over 10% of it to them. And people are like, oh, I worked so hard to get that. I want to give them 10%. But it's, it's a trade. You give them 10%, and then they give you more opportunities. And whether or not you book is up to you. But that's the way you get an agent. So you have to find your own work in the very beginning. So yeah, year 2000, I'm down at Sirius Satellite Radio. Where were they? McGraw-Hill Building in New York. And I was just trying to like get my voice heard. And there's this heavy metal channel that they've got. It was called Heart Attack. And now it's called Liquid Metal. But I remember Heart Attack was Heart Attack, the heaviest music on or off the planet. And that was, I was doing that back in the year 2000. And it's the longest standing job. I think it's the longest standing job I've ever had, is being the voice of Heart Attack on Sirius Satellite Radio. Sirius XM, as they call it these days.
I'm just wondering how he reads the scripts. Angel 3 Fry says iconic.
With text to speech is how I read the scripts. Just like I'm listening to you guys in the text message or in the comment section, as I hear the script coming in through an ear prompter, I listen back to it.
Says nah.
In the pit, the trivia pit. And then, of course, the guy, if anybody listens to Liquid Metal, I don't know if we have any Liquid Metal fans out there, but it's all like the heavy hard rock metal music, death metal music, but their main guy is Jose Metal Ambassador Mengen. And I remember...
At Halfdaman 43 says Johnny is being rude.
Yeah, don't be
At
rude,
Margos
Johnny.
2828 says hey.
Hey. So Jose and I...
14 says, do you ever do reads in another language?
No, I'll see if I can remember. I'll tell you in a second. Jose and I started at Sirius Satellite Radio in the year 2000, and he was working under a guy by the name Don Kay, working on Heart Attack at the time, which became Liquid Metal. And Jose has like built that channel, Liquid Metal, and himself into like an empire. Like all the hard rock and heavy metal bands, like everybody loves Sirius because it's like the main place where their music gets played. And Jose, his family's been on like Family Feud. I haven't been on Family Feud. And everybody in that world knows Jose Metal Ambassador Mengen. And thankfully, he's kept me on as the voice of Sirius Satellite Radio's Liquid Metal for 23 years. That's the quickest way you can lose a job, is when someone new takes over. It's like literally when you're the voice of a radio station, they hire a new brand manager, program director, boss, whatever it is. Like literally the first thing they do is like, you know what? I'm going to change the voice. I don't know why. It's just always the first thing that they want to do. So that's the quickest way to lose a job. But Jose has kept me on for 23 years. Proudest job I've had, being the voice of Liquid Metal on Sirius XM. Kimbo asked if I've ever done voiceovers in another job. I have. At that time, actually, when I was in New York, we had so many stations as they do now on Sirius satellite radio, but not a lot of production people or voices. And so I was the voice of Liquid Metal. I was the voice of Octane. I was the voice of US1, which was their top 40 channel. I did all their country channels. And then before we hired someone who became a really good friend of mine, Luis Torres, to handle all their Spanish stuff, they had a bunch of Spanish stations, and I was doing very short, like este es el mejor, like this is the best, like very, very short liners in Sirius satellite radio, like or I can't even remember the
Sleep lock screen. 6:50 a.m. Messages now. +1 90841557779. Hey Pete, so sorry to do this to you, but Fauci pleading the fifth, so it's changing all our prime time spot for tonight. I got an early script coming your way. Sorry.
Oh, looks like I'm gonna have to go read something, but I don't know who that is. Send it along and I'll bang it out once you send it. Okay. I might be able to it's 6:51. I might be able to once they read it, I think I will be able to. And why didn't my watch notify me of that? Did my watch die? I think my watch died. Okay. I think I'll be able to read the script. And I prepared, LT said I need to prepare stuff for like an intermission.
At Chris Falks 3251 says, dude, there isn't blind or has someone that literally does vision related things.
I don't know what that means. All right, so I got the script already. So this is what I'm going to do.
Shani Legaldo 7127 says, Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah, I got something. If I can do this in 5 minutes, I have something prepared that is going to show you what I'm doing.
3251 says, jamming up the feed. There's 30 people here. Lol.
Oops, I don't know what that was.
That's Juno the Great 4830 says,
if I press that, thank you. 1, 2. People were just telling me I was skinny before. So I have 5 minutes to get this back to them. And I'll be back. I will be back. Don't go anywhere. I think this is going to tell you what I'm doing while I'm doing it. All right. I just got up and walked away. This right here is pre-recorded Pete. I am going to start a timer. It's 1.5 seconds at the second I press the button. It needs to run for 5 minutes, and I'll be back before those 5 minutes are up. Why 5 minutes? Because that is exactly how long I am given to do, voiceovers. Usually, I've been given a 5-minute clock to get stuff done. From the moment it gets sent to me to the moment it's back has to be under 5 minutes. So pre-recorded Pete right here is keeping you company. What is happening with real Pete is I got up, and you might have seen me, and I walked over there. And the first thing I got to do is I got to turn on Pro Tools. And that just takes, I don't know, about 20 seconds. Because I don't have that running while I'm doing the show because it's editing software and it could conflict with what I'm trying to do. So hopefully while I'm doing that, it doesn't kick us off the air. But, so that's what I probably just did in the past few seconds. Then what I do is I got to head into my recording booth and I get the copy. Now, of course, I can't read copy like everybody else. We've covered that a million times. The copy comes in. They just email it to me. I don't ask for any special treatment or anything like that. They email it to me. And then what I do is I activate my text-to-speech software, and I listen to it generally once. It's probably what I'm doing right about now. I will listen to it maybe one time. Sometimes I don't even have time to like listen to it all the way through. I kind of just got to go on the fly. That might be what I'm doing right now because I'm probably trying to rush. So I go in there, I grab the copy, I put it in the text-to-speech software, and then I listen to it and I repeat it back. And what I like to do is give most of my clients 2 different reads. So I'm probably maybe finishing up the first one right about now, and then I'm going to give the second one a read. Generally, just because I've got a lot of experience at it, don't screw up, but there is sometimes I need to breathe, and these things do need to be done to time. When you're doing TV stuff, if they want something at 4.5 seconds, it's got to be exactly 4.5 seconds. So maybe I'll read it 2 or 3 times just to make sure that it's got the exact right timing. But again, this is one of those things I do constantly all day, so I've got a pretty good handle on what is going to take 4.5 seconds. So let's see, what's the stopwatch at? 2:13. All right, so I've probably read I've probably read the script a couple of times by now. This is, again, pre-recorded Pete. You're looking at pre-recorded Pete right here. Real Pete is probably walking out of the booth right about now. I've read my 2 versions of the copy. They should be to time, but then what I do is I import them into the computer that I told you I opened up earlier called Pro Tools. I import them in there, And that program can actually check the time for me. Again, with text to speech, it'll read it out loud to me and tell me, how long the pieces that I've recorded are. I'm probably importing them into that program right now, and then I bring them in there and I tighten them up. Like if I take a breath between one line and the next one, then I will clean up the breaths, because when I give them voiceovers, they have to be like ready to go. Like it has to be, they have to just drop it in there. If they wanted a 4.5 second piece, they got to drop it in and go. If they want a 10-second piece, drop it in and go. So I got to give them a fully finished piece. So right about now, probably editing the first one, editing and tighten them up takes probably just as long as it probably takes longer than it does to voice the thing. I mean, if it's a 10-second piece of copy, it takes 10 seconds to voice, maybe 11. And then the editing, making sure that everything is clean and tight and there's no breaths and that I sound good. Hopefully I sound better than I do when I'm recording. Pre-recorded Pete has a stuffed up nose, if you can't tell. I did it. But real Pete is probably editing. Nope. Yeah, I was done. I was done faster. See if I can. Second one by now. And then I'm exporting them. Hold on. Can I close this? A WAV file. Hold on. That they can use, and then they get the WAV file and they put it into their video software. And the level is, we know our levels. Like I know what. There we go. Yeah. Okay. I did it. That was wow. I was way ahead of schedule. I was nervous. Felt like I was going slow. But I think
Drag says nice.
I got that done.
BC says yes to both of your excellent explanations. Angel 3 Fry says applause for pre-recorded Pete.
Okay.
At Thai Gaming 6730 says, why don't you like Braille? I don't like it either. It's a lot of focusing on the bumps and the weird, so I have to remember. At Kyle Smart C3M says, are you able to reply?
Yes, I can reply.
At Shani Legaldo 7127 says, you're back.
I am back. All right.
Edlin Fisherman 27 says, I watched this video and it said people with disabilities are congratulated to doing normal everyday things. SND, I couldn't agree with that more.
Yeah.
Nathan Fishes says, how are you doing today?
I've talked to
liking that over 70-degree water while surfing?
Yes, I love the warm water.
8822 says you should change pre-recorded Pete to repeat.
It's not a bad idea.
says that was cool to hear the progress.
I'm surprised I got that. I'm surprised that the text started going crazy while I was away. While pre-recorded Pete / repeat was on the air. I thought that was I could have taken a little more time with that. I did that like as fast as I could. I got all nervous because I couldn't hear the progress. I can only listen to so many things at once. But I couldn't hear the progress of that video that was playing, and I was nervous that thing was going to end. I remember what the heck did I have to do? I got up before to go grab no, I went to go take a leak once. I had to go to the bathroom. I went to go to the bathroom for like a minute, and I told everybody, I was like, I'll be right back. And I was playing one of those like pre-recorded things that I had set up, and everybody is like, oh, he left. Is the show over? I'm like, no, it's not over. So I was afraid that thing was going to end, and then everybody be like, oh, the show's over. I'm like, no, it's not over yet. I'm still here. And Kimbo had been asking if I'd ever done voiceovers in another language. I did do some stuff in Spanish. La Rueda de Pascal, the Wheel of Fish. Pascal? I think that's how you say fish in Spanish. I don't know. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Necesito ir al baño. I don't really speak Spanish, but they basically just told me exactly. Someone was standing next to me, like, this is what you say. But I will say one of the most difficult things I ever had to do was I was doing basically Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, but it was an international version of it that was running in Iceland, and they had a guy with an Arabic name that was hosting it, and his name was Raul Abdulhavishkam. And I was like, oh my God. And it had to be said like that. You had to roll the R, like Raul, and then Javi Abdulhavishkam. I was like, oh my God. Like it once I nailed it, once I figured it out, I was like, okay. But basically like a bunch of the people in that show had these like crazy Finnish names, and the host was Raul. But no, if you're going to hire someone to do a voiceover, you generally want to have the person doing it speaking the language that the voiceover is in. And
Reggie 6532 says hi. It's a pleasure to be here again. You inspire me greatly.
I'm glad to hear that. Oh, someone was just talking about and I talked to Molly about it too, about like there are things that I do, like learning how to surf as a blind guy is extraordinarily difficult. Rock climbing blind, that was hard. Skateboarding blind, like a lot of the stuff. I really try and push the limits on this channel to show you that, even though I lost my eyesight, I can still do a lot of stuff. That's kind of the point, to inspire people. But then sometimes I'll be at the grocery store and I'll just be like, Hold on 1 second. Now I'm getting. Oh, that's my 7 a.m. alarm. Stop it. I am. Why is it not letting me? Stop. It's not letting me stop my alarm. Oh, there we go. Did I finally get it? It's 68 degrees. Hold on. I'm just trying to make sure I don't have any emergency other stuff going on. It just wants to tell me about the sunny conditions of the day. I don't know, whatever. But I'll be like in the grocery store, like, carrying like bubbly water or something. And someone will be like, oh my God, you're helping out your wife? You're such an inspiration. I was like, get out of here. I don't need the patronizing stuff. And I guess, I don't know, if someone takes inspiration from that, if they're like, wow, geez, I figured blind people would just be sitting at home by themselves, doing nothing, accomplishing nothing, capable of doing nothing. Like, if that's what they think, and then they see me outside, like, carrying groceries with banana, which, not for nothing. I'm the one with the job. Like, I'm not contributing here. I'm contributing quite a lot, but I can't like break that down to them. But I swear when people see me out, yeah, you look pretty helpless. You look pretty underpowered when you're out in the world. I'm talking about me when you're walking around with your dark sunglasses, and then I got the blind guy cane and everything. Like, I guess it doesn't project the most powerful image out there. So if they think it's inspiring that I'm out grocery shopping, I guess who am I to take their inspiration away? But I try and show people, I'm disabled, but I have a job. I'm a voice actor. You just witnessed it. It just happened. I'm disabled, but I surf and I skateboard and I go to the shooting range. And I do all that other stuff. Like that's what rather people take inspiration from. Hannah MT Linus. Don't know what that means.
At Joni BC says Pete streams Tuesday and Wednesday night beginning at 6 p.m. Thursday and Friday mornings at 6 a.m.
This is true. And then
14 says audio is okay for me. I've been walking around with my phone in my pocket.
Why would it not be
Matt
okay?
Honker says Pete's like I'm only contributing a $4 million house lol.
Exactly.
At Joni BC says all times are Pacific Daylight Time.
I wonder why the audio wouldn't be good. If it's not good, just turn it up. I actually have a lot more headroom on this thing. My volume meter is only at half, but I can turn it up a little bit more if you guys want.
At Cardsusa says coming now to YouTube Live or Twitch. Did they pay you yet?
No, of course not.
Frank Gomez says I used to see your videos on YouTube like a couple years ago.
Well, they're still there every day. I post 7 days a week.
Navo Fan 2003 says I am listening to the stream while editing a video.
Ooh. I have a hard time doing that. When I'm editing other stuff, like I have to like listen in silence. I get distracted. Someone asking if I got paid yet. Are they asking if Twitch paid me? No.
7808 says LOLLT.
Twitch did not bring me. Twitch did not pay me for the 800 followers I brought them so far, and I don't anticipate them doing it. I think Twitch is a great place, a great community. The chat there is fantastic. It's almost always friendly, and unlike YouTube Shorts, I love the fact that YouTube Shorts usually brings me between like 1,000 and 4,000 people during each one of these streams, which is great. Hi, if you're watching on YouTube Shorts, but they don't stick around. The average watch time is like a minute or less, which makes sense because the Shorts feed. But the people over on Twitch, they will stick around. If I do an hour show, they stick around for like an hour, which is cool because we all get to know each other. I've heard, I don't want to blow any secrets here, but I've heard that a bunch of people, I'm not going to give away the whole thing, don't freak out, on Twitch are gathering weekly for some sort of an event that they're doing, which is kind of cool. And then I'm not even going to be there. Further proof that you guys don't even need me. I don't even need to be here because they will be gathering once a week to do something without me. Hey, what's going on? I did, along with all the other tweaking I was doing over the past day or so, I did increase the volume of the chat messages, like the one you just heard right there, by 5%. I noticed that it was like a little, but I put it up on the screen.
Says hi.
Hi, what's going on? Like it's on the screen, and I believe no one's ever confirmed this for me, but I'm pretty certain that as the message reads, it shows up on the screen. I think it's happening at the same time.
Says, I love watching lure opening stuff videos. Lure the man UK love things.
UK love things.
6532 says
Appreciate
ever had any
that.
misunderstandings because the text-to-speech mispronounced things. It mispronounced my name lol.
I mean,
At Joni BC says good morning to all who joined the show.
yeah, good morning.
At Shoyavo Clip says are there any audiobooks you listen to?
Oh God, I'm listening to a bunch of lit RPG books right now. Although, hey, First bits of the morning.
Kimbo 14 just cheered.
Thanks, Kimbo.
200 bits.
Appreciate it.
The second box of soap I ordered arrived yesterday. The neighbor's kid is super excited to open it.
That's awesome.
I was really busy yesterday with my car breaking down and work, so couldn't open it yesterday, but hopefully we get to it today.
That's okay. That was the message you sent a while ago, and I accidentally clicked off of it and didn't hear it. So thank you for spending another, what is it? 200 bits is like $2.80 or something like that. $2.40. I don't know. Depends on how many you buy. So thank you for spending more money to tell me that, and I appreciate that. So Kimbo, she did get herself a box of the Blind Penguin Frothing Hand Soap. I'm going to fire off the commercial one more time in hopes that somebody buys a box this morning.
The Blind Surfer Show is brought to you by Blind Penguin Frothing Hand Soap. Order a mystery box, pump the nozzle, and see if you can determine the scent just by smell. When you're ready to know for sure, peel to reveal. Order today at blindpenguin.com.
Yeah, Banana and I are making these things by hand, making each one. We're mixing up the soap, we're adding in the scents. We had there you go.
George _28 just followed.
Thanks, George. I appreciate that. Thank you for all the action over there on Twitch. But Kimbo was talking about she orders these come in boxes of 3, so you get 3 boxes. Each scent in there is a different. I know which one that is. It is a different smell, and you pump and you wash your hands, and then you try and guess the smell. And when you're ready to know what it is, you peel the little Petey the Penguin. So Petey the Penguin is the guy who's way over there on the couch or beneath me. If you're looking on vertical, you peel the sticker off, and it tells you the name of it. And the response so far has been really cool. People seem pretty excited about it. And I think Kimbo's box got there pretty quick. I think it ships in
29Z1Y says said hi.
3 to 5 days or something like that. Said hi, back at you. Back at you.
At David JZ2 Hive says don't get it, he don't use Twitch.
Okay. I mean, you can use Twitch. If you were going to use it, you should use it for me. It's also, it's kind of cool because on the same pane, like if you're watching.
220 says, hey Pete, hope you have an awesome day.
Thank you. Appreciate that. In the same pane, like if you're watching the show, you can tap a little button. You can either watch the vertical one or the horizontal one. So whichever orientation, whichever way you feel like leaving your phone is convenient in that same panel. Also, I'm told.
PC says David, sorry if there was a problem on Twitch. I don't mod there, so I don't know the details. Feel free to hang out here with us.
I mean,
at David Boyd 8822 says you should sell little Petey plushies.
People keep saying that.
Says that's the one my coworkers are working on guessing right now.
Oh, is this? Can you tell?
Says my friends get so yes because I read books in 2 days that takes them 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, someone was asking me. So you can tell which one this is. Books that I'm reading. So right now I'm listening. There's this series of books called The Undying Mercenaries by B.V. Larson. And I'm like addicted to it. I listen to bad books, like not like high quality. Like I'm not stimulating my brain, which maybe is good because every once in a while I need to turn it off. But I'm listening to Demon World. Oh, I'm getting another. Is this a work thing? No. And no. And there's my wallet. Let's see. Netflix is $19.99 right now. Jeez Louise. That's getting that's what I just got charged for Netflix. I didn't even know that's what that cost right now. Yeah, I'm listening to B.V. Larson's Undying Mercenaries, Demon World. I'm just about to finish it up. But I've been listening to these long series of books, which I think I started listening to series of books when I was listening to like Lord of the Rings and then Game of Thrones. And I kind of liked, like when you listen to a book and it's only like 8 or 9 hours or 10 hours, you're like, oh, it's over so fast, which some people like that. Hopefully a lot of people do because my books are only like 9 hours on Audible. The Skill Conspiracy, I Talk to Adams, Wish, and why can't I remember the 4? Oh, Faith Kills. God, I can't even remember the stuff that I've done. Those are only like 9-hour books, but I like long series where you really get involved with the characters. And then after doing Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, I found the Wheel of Time. Hey, look at that, Super Chat. Hello, Super Chat.
At J_Tahiti_assassin tit £5 through Super Chat. I love binge watching your blind guy unboxing videos. They never fail to cheer me up, so I'm very grateful. Thank you so much. Smiley face emoji.
I'm glad you enjoy those. I just got another message. Wait, what time is it? Oh, that's just my thank you. I'm glad thank you for, and that sounded like it was GBP, Great British Pounds. I think that's where they came from over in the UK. Thank you for letting me know that you enjoy the unboxing videos. Totally unintentional series. Like, and it ended up being like my most popular series, obviously. Hold on, I'm gonna try to remember everything I'm talking about. So then I started listening to The Wheel of Time, which was like 1,000,000 books, and then I got addicted to listening to like long series of books. And so now I'm listening to The Path of Ascension, which is another, like, it's like a lit RPG series. The Primal Hunter is really, that's like my favorite one. The Primal Hunter is awesome. I think they're on like book 14 or something like that right now. And then He Who Fights with Monsters, which I think is set in Australia, has an Australian narrator. Heath Miller, I think, is his name. And so I like listening to these like long series of books. And I feel like they're like designed for children or young adults or something, but whatever. I'm allowed to turn my brain off every now and then. And as for the super chat that just came in, look at this. I'm getting better remembering 5 things at once as I'm trying to talk. I'm glad you enjoy the unboxing videos. That is cool to hear. Very first one I ever did, Brian Murphy in Dublin, Ireland, who I've not heard from for a very long time. He was a fire department medic, and things are crazy in Dublin. They had been for a while at least. He actually got attacked, and he had to take some time out of the chat and the comments for a while, and I haven't heard from a while. I need to check back in, but he's the very first guy who ever sent me a big box of stuff. And I figured, I'm like, I got this box of stuff, I got a camera in front of me, I might as well open it up. And I went through it, and he gave me like a little fire truck. There was the official truck, the Dublin Fire Station truck, and he gave me some medallions, and then he sent me some food from Dublin and gave me a soccer jersey or football jersey, whatever you want to call it. And I went through that, and that was my first quote unquote unboxing. And I did that one and just kind of sat there. And then I turned it into a short, and it got like 1 million views. I was like, what? People like watching me unbox stuff? And then a couple other people saw that unboxing and sent me things. And then it kind of, now I think we're at like 140 videos in. But it's back to a short series because it's really unfortunate. It kind of bums me out. Like, I'm glad that you guys stick around and watch these lives. I'm glad that you can stand to listen to me or watch me for more than 60 seconds at a time. But the long form videos I try and post on YouTube, they just don't go anywhere. I've done, people are, why do you do long form unboxing? I did. I was doing tons. I just, for 6 months, I was doing a long form unboxing every week, which was a massive amount of work to edit all those things together. I was opening 5 or 6 things, putting them all together, and we put them up there, and they'd get like 400 views. I'm like, what the hell? I'd take the content from the same exact unboxing video, turn it into a short, and it would get like 2.2 million. I'm like, that's ludicrous. And I don't know if anybody saw it. I don't think you did. I know Joni and Sarah did. My video that I posted yesterday about, I think it's called like what happens after you crash into someone while surfing or something like that. But I've been posting a long form surfing video every week, and they're only like 3.5 minutes, but it's in the long form section. Those things are only getting a couple hundred views. Like, YouTube does not want my long form videos. So I think I might stop the Surfing Blind series.
Read the Fetch Phillips series by Luke Arnold. Great books.
Fetch series.
Blind Surfer PG Sidekick says, hey, it's the white version of Fat Albert lol.
Wait.
Lenovo Fan 2003 says, I have finally finished editing my video.
Why am I fat?
Is hard on a not expensive screen.
I feel like she called me fat. I said I'm the white version of Fat Albert.
YouTube shorts get pushed harder.
Yeah, they do. It's funny, at the beginning of the show, everybody's like, you need to eat more. I mean, I'm definitely slimmer, but even at my heaviest, I was like 174. Yeah, probably about that when I was lifting really heavy weights. But I've kind of tried to change my body type a little bit, tried to slim down for surfing, just because carrying a bunch of extra muscle for no good reason is...
Joni BC says the long form videos are fun.
I know, like you and Sarah like him, and Abdullah.
6532 says, I love the surfing though.
I know, but people keep saying that when I talk about it.
Smafo says books to check out. The Celestine Prophecy is awesome, in my opinion. The second book of series, The 10th Insight, gets kinda religious. Interesting way of looking at the world. Enjoy.
All right. I'll try and remember that one.
Says YouTube doesn't push long form, and we have all lost the ability to concentrate for more than 30 seconds.
I know, but the surfing videos are...
says, do you get many Irish viewers? I live in Ireland.
Yeah, apparently I get a chunk. Well, I shouldn't say a lot. I check the stats every day because I like to know how we're doing. I get 75% of the viewers talking about on this thing are from the United States proper. Then next is Canada. Then next is Australia, and then I think the UK is down there at like 2% or something like that. But it's, there's a fair amount of people there. But yeah, I mean, I'll always be thankful to Ireland for having started the Blind Guy Unboxing. Brian Murphy in Ireland for doing that. I forget the name of that. I think it's just called like a Blind Guy Unboxing or something like that. Video 1. If you go to the playlist, you can scroll all the way back to the beginning. We were talking about books. I had another thought I was going to complete, and then I sidetracked myself as usual. I don't remember what the heck I was saying, so I'll just...
book for me.
Oh, there's more.
Blind Surfer PG Sidekick says long form videos are awesome. We want to see feet for more than 60 seconds.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah, so the surfing video that's up there, I'll tell you, like, let me go to it. That is a audition for work. I'm going to go to YT Studio. I'm going to go to content. My latest long form video.
3 minutes, 39 seconds. What happens after a surfing crash? Surfing blind at 12. 337 views.
337 views. What happens after a surfing crash? And it's a super cool video. Like it's like a lot of fun surfing.
3 minutes, 32 minutes, 13 seconds. Face first into the pavement. Surfing blind at 11. 430 views.
430 views, and the one before that, face first in the pavement. These have like amazing surf sessions. Like Brooks and Banana are doing incredible film work, and Banana and Brooks are doing like commentary. And then 31,000 views on my last one, talking about the dirty summer job that I had. 105,000 views on How Can I See If I'm Blind, talking about how I was able to identify Jabba the Hutt. So yeah, like 100,000 views in a short. Honestly, straight up, honestly, it's my work. I'm allowed to critique it. I think that the long form surfing videos, they're between 3 and 4 minutes. I think they're some of my best work. I know that the surf sessions are super cool. I feel like they all have like a really good message. They're fun. Yeah, but then nobody gets to see them. So I don't know what to say about that. I won't say never, but I don't think I'm going to be putting a lot of effort into posting those anymore. If only a couple people are watching. There's 12 of them up there now. If people want to see a long form surfing video, you can find them on my channel. It's just weird. Like I'm just not incentivized to put them up there if they don't feed them to anybody. What time is it now? It is.
At Reggie 6532 says they're so much cooler.
7:16
Blind
a.m.
Surfer PG
7:16.
Sidekick says that dirty summer job one was nasty. I would have quit on the spot if I had to clean up that.
Well, fortunately, it was the only day I had to do that. The rest of the summer, I was the outside guy. I was doing the weed whacking and mowing and bush trimming and dock cleaning and stuff like that.
7,292 says, what does the tattoo on your bicep and shoulder represents to you?
I have a whole video about that. I have a video about everything. Every question anybody's ever asked. It's a cobra. I don't know.
At Platypus Mafo says 10th Insight unfortunately turned story from possible to fiction. Movie didn't do it justice either.
I'm not sure if you guys can see that very well.
Says I just watched the first unboxing video. That is very Irish stuff he sent.
Oh wow, you found that one? What was the title of it? Put it in the comment section because I can't remember the damn title of it. But it was all Irish stuff. The tattoo on my shoulder, bicep, arm, also on the inside there. I'm all like self-conscious now because I started the show and everybody's like, "You need to eat more. You look skinny." I was saying the heaviest I've ever been is 174, and now I'm 169. I didn't think that made me too skinny. Maybe wearing a workout shirt isn't good for me. But the cobra, anyway, is I kind of like the idea that cobras and snakes are known for having bad vision. Like they do not see that well. But no one ever looks at a cobra like, oh, that's a pathetic animal. Like, because they make up for it in other ways. It's kind of, I feel like it's the perfect parable. Of course, they were genetically.
Tahiti Assassin says I unfortunately work in a kitchen, and during the summer heat wave, it's like 90 degrees, and it's so horrible.
Yeah, I feel that. I did that one year too. They were designed to not have great vision. They have different ways that they stick their tongue out. They can sense, talking about snakes, they can sense everything around them. But I like the idea that, why does this keep, my alarm is like not turning off this morning. But I like the idea that people don't underestimate snakes because they can't see great. So I thought that would be a really good tattoo for me. A lot of people, I think, like walking around with like a cobra tattoo on their arm. Like it's kind of a douchey tattoo, but to me it means something. And the person just said working in the kitchen during the summer. Yeah, so the summer before I was doing maintenance, I was making a few extra bucks working in a boat club snack bar. And I didn't want to work up front. I didn't want to deal with the people. I don't know why. I didn't want to. And so I took the job. I was the short order chef. So same thing. Summers in Massachusetts, I used to sit in the back of a snack bar making hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff over a hot grill. It was a pretty toasty summer job. But I will say,
he says he has several available. Check his playlist section.
I didn't hate it. Yeah. What the unboxing videos? There's got to be like 140 of them right now. And that playlist is pretty up to date. So if you want to check out any of those, you can get them all on YouTube.
Blind Surfer PG Sidekick says I would never clean public bathrooms. People leave then worse than garbage dumps sometimes.
I know. It was for that one day I had to fill in.
You like tomatoes?
I mean, they're okay. Banana hates tomatoes.
2003 saes I have done it.
Whenever we get like a burger or a salad, she's like, no tomatoes.
809 says, how's your day been so far?
She's the no. Today, I feel like it's been good because
Sousa says lame.
Lame. I got.
Says Jokerman from Brazil. Hello, nice to see.
Yeah, nice to see. /here.
At Shmoyaho Clip says 146 unboxing videos.
Whoa, I'm up to 146 right now.
Are the best part. At Jokerman says hello.
It says Jokerman, but I think it's probably Jokerman. I think the stupid thing's just reading it kind of funny. I can't believe I've done that many unboxing videos. That means I've got like.
Fan 2003 says, what country is your favorite?
The one I live in.
At Aliusanfuri 6772 says hi from Iran.
Hi from Iran. What's going on?
0337 says hi. I'm currently watching while doing my homework. Your Depicalton says YouTube streaming is bad.
Why is it bad?
Says how many people have seen your Cobra tattoo and exclaimed sweep the leg? 6532 says whoa.
A fair amount of people do make the karate. I didn't know it looked so much like.
I used to work at a Boy Scout camp on the water a year when we got there because it's a summer job. All the toilets overflowed with mud and we could not be in the bathroom for more than 30 seconds.
I like they said they overflowed with mud.
Says I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Says you blocked me for asking about Twitch.
It wasn't me.
Ackerman says what is the farthest place you've received things from?
Geez, I don't know. Probably the Ireland stuff. I don't think because it costs so much to send stuff internationally. Like it costs like way more than it does for the product a lot of the time. So I think Brian probably spent like $80 just mailing me all that stuff from Ireland. I think everybody else sent stuff from the United States. And I didn't know, I just, when I got the tattoo, when I was at Starlight Tattoo Parlor at Mandalay Bay in Vegas, whatever it was, 15 years ago when I got this thing, I was with a girl that I was dating at the time. She's like, looks cool. And then when he had it put on, and I didn't know that it looked like the Cobra from Cobra Kai, but that's fine because I like the remake. The Karate Kid movies, they were what they were. Everybody enjoyed them in the 80s. Then they remade Cobra Kai, the television show, which I think like started on Netflix and went to Amazon or other way around. But Johnny Lawson, the guy, one of the main guys in Cobra Kai, along with Ralph Macchio. And it's a great remake or reboot or whatever. So they're worst shows to have tattoos on. But I like the thing. It still means a lot to me. It reminds me all the time. You don't have to have great eyesight to be awesome. To be awesome. Hold on, things are starting to.
Kimbo 14 says Cobra K is fun.
It is fun.
Clip says it can cost $100 to $200 to send stuff from America to Ireland or the other way.
Yeah, that's a lot. So I'm not expecting to get too many more things from abroad. But that means if there's 146 unboxing videos, that means I got like 160 things in this house to. Well, no, that's not true. I'd say half of it's probably been food, which I've either eaten or given away. I've mentioned before that.
Says, well, it was mud and poop, but we had an industrial trash can full of this poop and mud mix that was sprayed everywhere, and it took us all day to clean with 4 people.
Gross. That sounds terrible. That sounds like a horrible summer job. And why are people putting mud? Oh, mud. Why are people putting mud?
Says, what's your favorite?
I don't even want to think about it. My favorite what? What's just my favorite? My favorite in general.
Striker says, hey P, how are you doing? New Double Tap episode regarding the light swords just dropped yesterday.
Oh, cool.
Says, I sent a skateboard. It's not technically food.
That's true.
X809 says, what's your favorite food?
Skateboard is right over there. I had it up here for a while. For some reason, no one could tell what it was.
Says Card Sousa has been removed from the channel. They have a history of rudeness and spamming here, giving them many chances hasn't improved the situation in a world of Card Sousa. Be a Sarah Ken.
Sorry, Card Sousa.
8822 says what percentage of unboxing has been things you can't show?
Oh, maybe like 15%, which is a pretty large number. I do get a lot of those things. And LT Skateboard, I do love that thing. No one's been able. I need to like sit down with Banana or Brooks and be like, explain this to me in detail. It's literally right over there, but I can't. There's too much equipment between me and there, and I can't grab it. I did have it up here for a while, but other people were like, bring the eye back. It's a little more symbolic and a little easier to understand. I was trying to put for like 2 episodes, I was putting LT Skateboard over there behind Petey the Penguin, but then Steve kept coming in, knocking it over. Now that Steve's sleeping in with Banana in the mornings, that she's back, maybe I can put LT's Skateboard back up again, and maybe you guys can try and figure out what it is. It's me wiping out, falling off a skateboard with a whole bunch of other abstract, cool stuff around it. I'll bring it out. I'm bringing it out this afternoon. I'm here as well. Because I'm going to do another show today. I'm going to do a show. I think we're going to do it at 6:00 when Brooks comes over. So we'll do that 6 p.m. Pacific, my time. We'll be on all the usual platforms again. I think Banana's going to. I think Banana will stop in as well for that one. That's really why I basically just wanted to get up this morning. I was up so early that I tested this thing for a half an hour.
We had a crazy day. I'm gonna have to rewatch. Jesse Joystick says I have a snake tattoo too, but I'm just a douche. Shmoyaho Clip says, has your YouTube channel helped you get more voice acting role?
No, I spent like 10 minutes talking about that. No, zero. This is me doing a zero. My YouTube channel has gotten me no voiceover work. I mentioned that my TikToks got me in touch with someone from Tour Design one time, but no one that's casting voiceover work is casting it off YouTube. There are a couple YouTubers that call themselves voiceover guys, and maybe they've gotten one or two things from it, but not the kind of roles I'd take. No. That's not how the business works. And I guess if you were super interested in that, I did like do 10 minutes on it. And now the poor person that said that they had a snake tattoo, they're like, I'm just a douche. I don't know. Like I think about, now I have to conceptualize things. I can't see stuff for myself, and I have to think about like, what would someone think if they saw that? I don't know. I'm just thinking like back in the day, if it was like the 80s or 90s when I could still see, and I saw some dude walking down the street with a giant cobra tattoo, I'd be like, what a D-bag. I don't know. That's just what crossed my mind. But, for me, like I said, it means something. But I didn't mean you are just because you have one. I don't know. I don't know how to couch that one. That's just what popped into my head. Great. Now I'm getting the giggles. That happens when I have not slept enough. And I don't even remember what time I got to bed last night. But the unexpected the 5:10, 5:15 wake up call this morning. Yeah, and then so 13 hours after that.
Pete speaks English and Spanish. I think he should try Portuguese.
Oh, Portuguese sounds hard. No, and I don't speak Spanish. Mi español es muy malo. No sabo mucho español.
Says, what's your favorite food? Saracom 7808 says, blind surfer sidekick. I think you know the answer to that.
I like ribs.
Fisherman 27 says, I get the giggles all the time.
If I was
says not to call anyone out, but when you need something explained to you, who explains stuff best? Kimbo 14 says, get some sleep, Pete, you need it.
Huh? I don't know. That one was confusing. Who explains what best? I don't know. If I was being given a last meal, I think I'd get some really good, thick, meaty, juicy ribs, and some macaroni and cheese, and a caprese salad. Slide to stop. This thing is not letting me stop. Let's see what time it is. 7:27. All right, I gotta do a session just a couple minutes past 7:30, so I am gonna have to get out of here. It worked though. It worked. I want to say I felt like lightning would strike the moment I said it worked. Like, hey, it worked. Boom, and then everything goes off. But man, yesterday just pissed me off to no end that nothing was working the way it was supposed to. And then today, everything worked. What was that? Oh, great. The guy with the leaf blower is outside. That's not my guy.
Tattoo gets giggles, hitty.
Okay, that's good. Jesse Joystick.
The penguin.
I will be back in 11 hours.
7192 says ribs are bomb af.
Ribs are the best. What do I drink with the ribs? I don't know. Iced tea, like sweet iced tea. I think that's what I have. Some sweet iced tea and ribs. I don't like beer. I just, people are like, oh, ribs and beer. I'm like, no, that doesn't do it for me.
So, too.
I am going to fire off the music. There we go. I got that. And then you guys can chat amongst yourselves.
I'm gonna go into meteorology.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
You have to be one of my favorite YouTubers.
Well, that's good to hear. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Or something low.
I don't know if I have time for that.
Sidekick says the blind surfing kumquat will be returning soon for you.
Great. I'll be back at 6 p.m. Pacific today with Brooks sitting over there.
Says I like ribs too.
Banana will come in and join us, and we can talk more about ribs. And thank you so much for coming this morning, joining me this morning. Unanticipated, unexpected.
Stuff happened. I had to stop watching now. I have to watch again and see if anything could happen.
Okay. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys in a few hours. Thank you for joining me. Bye.
Tony BC says have a good day. Everyone hope you can join us tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Shmoyaho Clip says goodbye, see ya later. Jockerman says have a great day. P. Cheers from B Razzle.